Now, I don't really know much about the ship wars going on in Star versus the Forces of Evil, but is it really that bad? Lapidot and Perthis levels of toxic or more chill like Dupsifica? I want to know because when, not if, when Star and Tom don't work out, I'm attracted to the idea of Jenna and Tom. Please don't kill me. Now, with the recent announcements of the new episodes of The Four, we know the new episodes are coming back, and the first slate of episodes to come are The Bog Beast of Bogbarg. I never really know how to pronounce that. Is it Bog Beast of Bogaba? Bogaba? Whatever, ignore the accent. And we have Total Eclipse of the Moon. This episode would have been more fitting if it came out last year. Now, that second episode title is what has got my gears turning and will be the focus of this video today. If you remember my cartoon analysis on Eclipsa, how I made the case that she wasn't evil but in fact Queen Moon was, I'm here to expand and clarify on that. Now, when I say Queen Moon is evil, I don't mean toffee evil, but more like Doofenshirmtz evil, a harmless but unknowing one. Let me explain. Queen Moon inherited the crown at a very young age after her mother was killed by Toffee. In an effort to stop the monster army and essentially kill Toffee, Queen Moon went to Eclipsa in an effort for Eclipsa to teach Moon one of her forbidden spells, a spell which requires a magical contract. But the most important part of this scene is when the contract is made and the seal is done. A black band erupts from the middle of their handshake. Well, not black, or more like a dark purple. Well, it doesn't matter now, but it will in a bit. With the way the band comes forth, they are both emanating from a point within Eclipse's hand, not Moon's. Just look at it. The one from the back is clearly coming out of Eclipse's palm, and this one can't be coming from Moon's palm either. The bands wrap around their arms too, right above their elbows, right at the edge of where the purple veiny marks end for Eclipsa. Both queens' cheek marks glow in tandem, and the deal is set. Despite both cheek marks being a different color, glow the same light purplish hue. Later, when we see young Queen Moon attempt the spell, we see the same dark purple color emanate out of the wand itself, and this skinning dark purple veins become apparent on Moon's hands. Her cheek marks glow the same way as they did when she struck the deal with Eclipsa, and Eclipsa glowing along with her. And once the spell is cast, notice how it has an eerie purple glow around Toffee's finger. Fast forward a couple decades when Moon thought Toffee had killed her daughter, a really dark time for her if you think about it, and she was just overcome with anger and hate. Her cheek marks glow dark and scary, and the vein marks grow longer without any dark spell even being cast. Remember, from what we know, it is only when the darkest spell is cast that those marks appear. So for them to appear before the spell and only worsening when she recites it is damn hell terrifying. Is it the spell that causes the marks or the bond between two queens? And if that's the case, then it makes you damn hell wonder who the heck Eclipsa learned it from and made a contract with. Is the reason why it's so bad because she somehow got separated from her husband and daughter, and the reason made her so mad like Moon? Although she was wearing her gloves in her portrait, but Moon's mom also wore gloves, so we can't say for sure if Eclipsa wore it for fashion or to actually hide the marks. Now, the reason I'm bringing all these up is because I have a theory that's a little bit wonky today, but if it turns out to be even a little bit true, then the results will be epic. My theory today is dark magic. Wow, TVC, what a groundbreaking discovery. You thought of that all by yourself? Quiet, you non-believer. Now, I know the term dark magic has at least been used in the show once before, or hinted at, I think. But what I mean by dark magic is along the line of dark matter. I believe Eclipsa and Moon use anti-magic, where Star uses pure magic, just magic. Because when Star uses magic, it works in the same way, just a different color. Seeping gold, glowing gold, whereas Star has a strong connection to magic, Eclipsa has one with dark magic, matter and antimatter. And Moon tapping into dark magic is dangerous because unlike Eclipsa, who is comfortable with it, maybe even gifted with it, it seems like Moon is unaware of the dark magic taking over her, which to me is even more terrifying if you think about it. Just like how we see Star get consumed by good magic, what's to say that the opposite couldn't happen to her mother, especially since we've seen the dark magic get a hold of her in times of vulnerability. And I dare say that Moon has never reached Eclipsa levels of connection to dark magic, Wonder how, you may ask? Take a gander at this. Moon's palm. The X in the middle has an ominous darker shade of purple. But if you remember, eclipses has two shades of purple, the darker of which is just now sprouting out of Moon's hand. Moon's becoming eclipser, or at the very least has a connection to dark magic, which is starting to reach the levels of eclipser. Still far behind, but it's there. Whereas I know eclipser isn't evil, but just really gifted with dark magic, Moon is not and easily susceptible to it. Okay guys, I was halfway through editing this and it just hit me. Sorry if I sound so monotone in the video. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was because I just woke up, I wasn't really feeling it. But what I realized was I didn't talk about Moon's darkest spell, and I also forgot to reference like the color wavelength energy spectrum. So in regards to Moon's spell, she said, I call the darkness onto me from deepest depths of earth and sea, from ancient evils unawoken. Break the one that can't be broken. To blackest night I pledge my soul and crush my heart to burning coal, to summon forth a deadly power, to see my hated foe devoured. So we know from this spell that Moon has already pledged her soul and crushed her heart. Like Moon's self isn't her own again, and she's calling upon this ancient power, this ancient evil from like deepest depths, like underground hell basically. But what I was thinking was, I remember watching a game theorist video where they were talking about, I think, Emperor Palpatine and the color purple, and they were like, the color purple is the strongest or hottest color in the spectrum. So I went to check, and guess what color is the opposite of yellow? Purple. My theory might be true. Where I don't know, to some people they might be thinking, well duh, it's pretty obvious, but to me it's not that obvious, because nobody ever wondered, or it was never really referenced, why Star's magic is gold, yellow, while Eclipse and Moon, their own is dark and all that. So yeah, Queen Moon might have tapped into dark magic, dark energy, and it's taking over her, taking control of her. So it's gonna be a good versus bad battle between mother and daughter, and it's just gonna be epic. But back to whatever it was I was saying, I just was editing and I realized I didn't talk about this, and it was driving me nuts. But that is just my own theory, you guys. Be sure to let me know what you all think about it. How cool, sick, and twisted would it be if instead of Eclipse being the evil Dark Queen Star fights, but her own mother? Damn, that gets chills down my spine and butterflies in my stomach just thinking about it. Again, please let me know. But with that being said, my lovely viruses, this is TVC signing out.